This particular session is entitled, What Do I Enjoy? A Starting Point for Self-Care. As has been said in our previous sessions, the reality is that many times those who find themselves in caregiving professions oftentimes can be lax in areas of really caring for themselves. And in this particular session, I just want to raise one question for you to really kind of do some homework with. And that question is this: what do I enjoy? What are those things in your life that you could sit down and write down? As a matter of fact, I want to give you some homework from this particular session. I want you to take some time this week, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And I just want you to write down, free flow, association, just write down, don't judge it. But what do you enjoy? What are those things in your life that you stop and you think, oh, I love it when I get to do this, or this is what I enjoy. I love when I can make time for these particular events or these particular activities. I want you to spend some time and I want you to write those down. It's important that we not just have these thoughts of what we enjoy, but we really put words to them. And so this is the purpose of even writing these things down, so that way we can see them in list form. After you do so, one of the things that I want to encourage you with is writing down two particular questions. The first question is this: where did that come from? Do the self-reflective exercise as you look at this list of these things that you enjoy, of asking yourself, where did that come from? Why do I enjoy this? One of the things that's on my list is I enjoy fishing. That's one of the things that's on my list. Now, when I think about that, I think, well, I am actually a horrible fisherman. But when I stop and I ask myself the question, okay, well then, where did this come from? Well, as I begin to think about why do I enjoy that, I'm taken back to times when my dad took me out fishing. And just truth be known, he was a pretty bad fisherman as well. And as I reflect on that, it was that time spent together. That time where we could come and be together in the quietness of a lake, and whether we caught anything or not, just to be together. And to be together in that setting, in doing that. And well, I'm carrying the tradition forward in teaching my son how to be a horrible fisherman. Actually, he's far better than his dad and grandfather are. But I want you to spend some time this week asking yourself the question, what do I enjoy? And for some of us, to be truthful, that can be a very scary question. I remember there was a time in my own life when I was really experiencing burnout. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't really identify it. I don't know that I would actually say in that moment, I'm experiencing burnout. But that was really what was happening. I began just finding areas of just irritability. I was doing good work, but it wasn't coming from a good place. And I just felt myself pulled in so many different ways. And I had a very faithful friend. He came to me and he asked me this very same question. Matthew, what do you enjoy? What do you love? What do you love to do? And when he asked me that question, to be honest with you, that was a scary question for me because I didn't know how to answer it in that season of my life. I stopped and I kind of hem-hawed around, and I think I just said something like, well, I enjoy work. And which he looked at me and he said, well, I'm glad you enjoy your work, but he wasn't going to let me get away with just that answer. Because the reality is I needed to take care of myself. I was headed down a road and I needed to discover this sense of delight, this sense of enjoyment, this sense of rhythms in my life that were really out of balance. So I lift this up to you just in this session Spend some time this week asking first, as you write these things down, asking yourself the question, number one, where did that come from? And as we do so, we begin to become more in touch with our own stories and the beauty of our own stories and these kinds of things. The second question I want to ask you is this, and I want to leave you with this. So this question is, when's the last time I've done any of those things? We might have these things on our list and say, oh yeah, I enjoy these. But when's the last time you've actually done those things? And not where those things just kind of happened to you, where, well, you just kind of wound up doing these things, but where you thoughtfully planned and engaged the rhythms in your own life to really build these things in so that way they're intentional and you're not just where life isn't just happening to you, but where you are actually engaged in your self-care plan of taking care of yourself. So with that, friends, enjoy your week. I trust that this will be a good exercise for you. Take care.